Here's the book review on Sex, Lies, and Sensibility. This is a Sense and Sensibility retelling. It has a friends to lovers like feel. It is dual POV and medium spicy. We are meeting our FMC, Nora, as she is finding out that she and her sister are actually her father's second secret family. And they are finding this out at the reading of his will. So naturally, being the second secret family, they're getting the short end of the stick when it comes to inheritance. And all they are receiving is a property in Maine that is pretty run down. And on top of that, there's caveats to this inheritance. It's about to be foreclosed on, so they need to make a profit on this property in a certain amount of time, or they just lose it altogether. As soon as they move in, they find our MMC, Ennis, or he's also known as Bear. He is using this property, kind of squatter's rights, if you will, as a unofficial headquarters to his tourism business. Now, Bear also needs to make a good chunk of money relatively quickly, so these two decide to create a partnership. And their chemistry, sizzling. However, Nora doesn't want to stay in Maine, so they decide to be just friends. But this is a romance book. No one stays just friends. I gave this 4 stars. I think it's a solid romance. I feel like it's just a more loose retelling comparing it to the first book. I feel like there was a lot of added elements that are outside of Sense and Sensibility, and I just didn't kind of prefer those elements. I probably would have rather just stuck to the original story. The social commentary is definitely there to be an Austen retelling. There's definitely some campy humor in this, so that kind of feels Austen retelling as well. I will say I initially filmed this video once and there was no sound, and I first said there was no humor, and I thought about it. There is some humor, some campy satire, like I said, but to me the dramatic elements outweigh that so much that I initially forgot. And those dramatic elements are all mostly, I would say, added. It's not from the original Sense and Sensibility. So I do think this is a solid romance. I think I probably would have liked it even more had I not been trying to compare it to Sense and Sensibility. It's a lot to take on an Austen novel, call it a retelling, and not have people compare it, right? So I feel definitely awesome to do. I would love to see Nikki Payne continue with maybe some of Austen's lesser known works, because I really enjoy retellings, because she writes a solid romance and also really modernizes the social commentary. So I just feel it's big shoes to fill, but I want to see her keep filling those shoes. I will also say this is a definite slow burn. We are talking 80 to 90% of the way through the book before you get your first full-fledged spice scene. So lots of tension, lots of sizzling, good slow burn as well.